Hi everyone, welcome to Upod, the UmattR Podcast. Today I'm here with Taya, Janet, and John. I'm Lauren. I don't know if you guys can tell. But today we have two segments of the podcast. First, we are doing Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? We're going to play each other and see who wins. And then we are going to be reading some worst date stories that were written in for the podcast. All right, Janet is going to start with our questions.
Okay, so first question is pretty easy. Who was the president of the United States before George W. Bush?
Bill Clinton.
You're right. Okay.
That was good.
Second question. How many syllables are there in the word Mississippi?
4.
Yep.
Oh, gosh dang it.
I was trying to go quick. That's probably one of the only ones I can answer.
What are the 3 states of matter?
Liquid, gas, solid.
Yep.
Yeah. They forgot about plasma. Just kidding. Oh, it's a fifth grader.
Okay, this is a true or false question.
Okay.
The kangaroo is a marsupial.
What is a marsupial?
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know.
Let's go true.
Yeah, you're right.
What's a
Okay.
marsupial?
Yeah, we should Google that.
So the next question. The ancient Egyptian empire was based on what continent?
The ancient Egyptian empire
Mm-hmm.
was based on what? Oh, Africa.
What continent? Yep.
Oh, what? Wait. I'm so confused.
John's actually pretty
Yeah,
smart.
John's killing it.
Smart.
Thought it was like a
I should have done
movie or
harder
something.
questions. Okay. Which continent is the least populated? You guys remember
Oh,
the continents?
I know. It's Antarctica.
Yes.
Okay, I kind of... No, okay, never mind.
Okay. Okay. What revolutionary leader wrote the influential Common Sense in 1776?
Oh, this is like the Hamilton song.
Thomas Paine.
1776.
Yep.
Good job,
Wow,
John.
I feel
John?
so stupid right now.
You're doing awesome.
John is just killing it. Okay. So, what type of animal can live on both water and land?
An alligator.
No.
Penguin.
No.
No.
It's not. Yes, it's an amphibian. It's not like a
Oh, it's
specific.
not like
a specific-
yeah, it's not
okay,
like a
okay.
specific. Okay. The interior angles of a triangle always sums to what degree?
180.
Yes. Yes,
Taya got it. Okay. The Statue of Liberty was a gift to the U.S. from where?
France.
You're right. Okay. We're on our last question now. Who was the 16th president of the United States?
Oh, I don't know.
I have no idea.
Was it Mr. Lincoln? himself?
Yes, it was Mr.
Oh
Lincoln.
my gosh, John. Okay.
That was our segment. 4.
That was quick.
Yeah, that was really quick.
I was really impressed, John.
Yeah, I wasn't keeping count, but John got like maybe 7 of those.
All the president ones.
Okay.
All right. Who wants to start us off? I can
Are we
start.
going to do personal?
Oh, yeah, let's do. Do you guys have
Okay.
any bad date stories? Taya has a glimmer in her eye.
Yeah.
Let's hear yours first.
Okay, so I guess
Oh, I was
I have like 2, but I'll share like the least embarrassing one first.
Okay.
Ease into
Warm
the
up.
embarrassing. So Gianna was actually with me. We went on a double date with this kid that I know. Well, we went on a double date, and like I brought a friend and he brought a friend, and so Janet was kind of like with his friend, I guess, if that makes any sense. Well, we went to Fly High, and in my opinion, Fly High is one of those places where like you have to be willing to like break your bones to like have fun. In my opinion, like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna go try doing a front flip unless I'm willing to break my bones, and I'm not that kind of person. So we were there, and we were just kind of like jumping around, and like eventually somehow like me and Janet were not with him and his friend
Yeah.
anymore. Like we somehow just like were on opposite sides of the building.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, this is so bad. And so I just told him that I was going to leave. And so we were getting ready to leave. And as I was leaving, he was like, where's my hug at? And,
Yeah.
and so I just gave him a quick hug. And it was just so awkward and like
That's so awkward.
so embarrassing. And then the kid tried to hit Janet up like a
Yeah,
couple days later.
he
or
found me on
something.
Snapchat, and the first snap he sent me was asking for nudes, and I was like,
What?
yeah, and I was like, I thought you were a good kid.
Yeah. So that,
Take me to dinner first.
Take me.
Just kidding.
I was a freshman.
Yo,
I was a
my
freshman.
God.
I was traumatized.
how old was he?
freshman.
Oh, he was a freshman
Yeah.
too. Okay.
Yeah.
At least he wasn't like a predator.
No, it was so awkward though, because I've never talked to this kid in my entire life, and I thought he was cute, because like we talked, and like we were talking at like when we went to Fly High, and he seemed like really nice. He seemed like a good kid.
Yeah.
Shared the same values as me. First snap.
He in fact did not
Yeah,
share the same
no.
values.
Not the same
No
values.
way.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what's the second one?
Oh, I'm going again?
Yep.
Yeah, let's hear
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so this was my first kiss story.
Oh.
It was pretty bad.
Oh, they
I'm
all
so
are.
embarrassed right now. So, pretty much, like, I was hanging out with this kid, and we had hung out, like, twice. And when we, like, hung out, and then, like, 2 days later, I got my wisdom teeth removed. Like,
Ooh.
and it was pretty bad. And so I got my wisdom teeth removed, and all I had, like, eaten for the past 2 days was, like, those, like, chocolate, like, protein drinks. And I'm not gonna lie, I hadn't brushed my teeth in 2 days because I just got my wisdom teeth out. And, well, he wanted to hang out, and I was like, okay. And so we were hanging out, and I was just like chewing gum or whatever, and then he just kind of like leaned over and kissed me, and and then he wiped his mouth because my
Oh.
No.
And that was your first kiss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she
No.
called me
I
afterwards.
wasn't even expecting it. Like, I
Oh
didn't
my
think
gosh.
anything was gonna happen, and it was just so bad. And I was like, my breath smells awful, and like it was just bad. And then I felt like an awful person afterwards. I called Jana on
and
my
she
way
was
home.
crying.
I was bawling. And then when I went home and I told my mom, and I was like, I'm so sorry, Mom. And she was like, why? And I was like,
I just felt so
awful
bad.
person. But yeah,
Oh my
it's awful.
Do you guys have any?
Okay, I don't have any like worst date experiences, but I do have an embarrassing like moment,
Oh,
like an
let's hear
embarrassing
it.
story. So it was like 2 years ago. So with COVID, we had to like do ball cleaning for like volleyball games and stuff. And I was a towel cleaner, so like I was ball cleaner, so I had to like clean it with the towels before we gave it to the server. And I dropped the towel, and the ball was like rolling away, so I was trying to go get the ball, and then I slipped on the towel.
Oh,
But
no.
this was a state game, so everyone was there, the whole crowd was full, and it was dead silent, and she was about to serve, and all of a sudden you just hear a loud bang on the floor. And
We have video proof.
We
of
do
this,
have video
too.
proof.
That reminds me of that one video where it's the shagger for tennis.
Yeah.
And he falls into the pool
Yeah.
and stands up.
Yeah, I had a
Oh, no.
big old bruise on my hip, and it was the most embarrassing thing, like, in that moment. Now that I think of it, it's pretty funny, but in the moment, I just had everyone coming up to me afterwards, like, oh, nice fall, and like, you know, so...
No, like, are you okay? Or-
Yeah, no, not that, are you okay, but that fall was pretty epic. We saw you eat it, and I was like,
Did you like
oh.
get up fast, or were you like, oh.
Yeah, and then I was kind of like, crying afterwards.
Crying. Oh, that's the worst.
Oh, no.
How about you, Lauren?
Oh, I don't know if I have any weird date ones. There's always awkward moments on dates, but I don't have any like. Oh, actually, I was on this one date with this guy, and it was a double date, and he planned a picnic for all of us. And I was like, I mean, okay, like we'll go do this. And we get to this picnic, and he had actually made cheesecake, like homemade cheesecake, and it was good too. And then I was like, wow, like I really like the cheesecake. And then he was like, yeah, I know how to take girls on good dates. And I was like, oh.
Okay.
Confidence.
After we finished the cheesecake, him and his friend proceeded to play one-on-one basketball against each other for 40 minutes. 40
No.
minutes while we
Oh, you guys
sat there and watched. It was so weird. I was like, oh. And then I just was like, hey, I actually have to get home to watch my siblings right now.
You got out of there.
Yeah, I did get out of there. Oh my gosh, I was done.
I mean, was it fun, though, for, like, before they started playing basketball?
No.
Oh,
Did the cheesecake,
cheesecake-
make up for the
yeah.
basketball playing?
Was the
Honestly,
cheesecake worth it?
Yeah.
what, was it
Cheesecake
just
was
plain
worth it.
cheesecake, or was
Yeah,
it,
but
like,
it was
fruit,
kind
or-
of fancy. Like he had a whole picnic basket, and then he had made like these jars of cheesecake for all of us.
Jars.
Yes,
Wow.
I was like, okay,
The only
it was
way to
worth
a
it. I'd
woman's
sit through
heart.
another basketball game for
Food.
that. Honestly. Yeah. Other than that,
Yeah. How about you, John? Do you have any like embarrassing moments or worst dates?
I just remember this is when I was pretty young. I was 8 years old, okay? And I was 9. I was 9, and I just got baptized, and I didn't bring any, like, extra underwear. So my underwear were soaked, and I was, like, walking up to, like, the front. I just knew my pants were wet, and I was like, oh, everyone's going to think I wet myself. I was just like, oh, man, it was so embarrassing. But I don't think anyone noticed or cared. Or
Yeah.
it's just those little things, like that little.
When you always remember them, but no one else remembers them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
gosh.
understand that.
I actually do have like not well, I'm trying to tie it in, but it's way worse.
Oh.
I feel like, have I told you guys my poop story?
No.
No? Oh my god.
Maybe once I've heard it, I'll remember it.
No,
but-
okay.
I
I'm
didn't
pretty
know
sure
Lauren
Taya
had a
knows
poop
this.
story.
Okay, this was many years ago. I'm putting that on record. This was so many years ago. But I was so sick. I was like 10 and I was so sick. But to preface this, my dad had just put new doors in like all of the upstairs. And so, but anyways, it was like 2 a.m. one night. And then all of a sudden I had to crap so bad, like so bad. Like I rushed out of bed. I was literally, I was feeling so sick. I get out of bed as quick as I can and I get into the bathroom, but I did not make it to the toilet. Let's just say that. And let's just say that there was poop like all over the bathroom floor. Okay, that's not even the worst part, okay? Because then I already feel ashamed and embarrassed and I was sick. And then I was like, I gotta go get my mom. And so I go to get my mother. And then as I go to leave the bathroom, I slip on the poop. I slip on the poop and I like grab the door handle and I slide into the brand new door and I go flying through the door. Both of my knees make giant holes into the door.
Oh my god.
All of my siblings wake up because they're like, what happened?
So now everybody
And
knows.
so now I'm like covered in poop. The door is completely broken. And my parents like rush up the stairs and I'm just at my lowest point. That was rock bottom for me.
Oh, that is horrible.
It was so bad.
Okay, that one, everyone does remember that one, though.
No, everyone will remember
That's
that.
like the
And
worst
then-
situation
Oh,
possible.
yeah. Like,
It is.
everything that could have gone wrong
Went
wrong.
Oh yeah. And now anytime I bring like a guy home to like
No.
meet my family, all of my siblings are like, has Lauren ever told you about our poop story before? And I'm like, guys, please, no. This is the first time you've ever met.
Oh
But
my
yeah.
god. Hey, if you first time meeting that, you just gotta lay it all out right then and there, you know?
Putting it all on the table.
Because if they don't like you when you're at your lowest, will they actually like you at all?
You know what? You're right.
Oh, God.
That story gets
gosh.
all the guys, actually.
I bet it does. You really
What can I
reeled me in
say?
with that one.
Oh, yeah. I'll never live that one down.
Okay. Should we get started with some stories people sent in to
Ooh.
us?
Yeah. We
Yes.
did that.
Okay. Who wants to start? You want to start on John's side?
Yeah, so okay.
Pull
So
it
I
up.
posted on my Instagram and asked people to send in some experiences they've had, and no one answered. So shame. No, I'm just kidding. But someone did. I'm not gonna say their name. And so they started with their scariest experience, and they said they almost drowned in a jacuzzi bathtub in a foreign country.
Oh.
Okay, that's like the.
That's the one.
Terrifying.
So they ended up saying, I was in Israel on a family trip, and my long hair got stuck in the water intake.
Ow.
And like her dad was like trying to get her out, but oh my gosh, just imagine your hair being stuck and like getting pulled down.
Oh my gosh. That's
God.
actually
About to
terrifying.
drown.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, that is
I would
terrifying.
be never
Oh my
going to a
gosh.
hot tub again.
That
But
would
that's
just-
not even the scariest part, all right? She almost had to get a pixie cut.
Oh,
I was
No,
like,
I'm
no,
just
I said
kidding.
the-
That-
Oh, I was
that-
like,
that
I
is
would
pretty
do
part
scary.
too.
I love my long hair. First world issues right there. Just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, is that all you have, John?
Yeah, that's all I have.
Okay.
All
Let's go
right.
with Lauren.
Let's start it off. Okay, I asked some of my friends who are at college to text me some of theirs. And I don't know if everyone on the podcast knows, but at BYU there's a stereotype that everyone gets married super young.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
this
yeah.
kind of plays into it. Okay. So I was a freshman in college. I went on a date with a guy from my physical science lab, and we were driving to the date, and we're passing part of campus, and we passed the place my dad had proposed to my mom at, and there was this awkward silence. So I look I just was like, my dad proposed to my mom there. Then he pulls over, stops the car, and says, look, I think this is going way too fast for me. I don't want to talk about marriage yet. Then I was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it like that. For the date, they were just going to like go to an arcade and play games with another couple and then grab ice cream. However, after the arcade, he says, I think it's probably best if I just took you home and then we never spoke again except to finish our lab project.
Oh my
my
gosh. That's awful.
The fact that he pulled the car over is so funny.
Yeah.
You know that guy has like experience like that happened. Like he's traumatized.
Yeah,
He's
like
got some
something has
PTSD.
had to have happened to where he's like, oh my gosh, is she wanting to get married with me
He's
right
like,
now?
she's crazy.
She's crazy. Out now. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so this one I got sent in from one of our UmattR friends, actually. We won't say who it is, but it says, thought I was just hanging out with a friend. Turns out he was gay. Not a bad date, though. Very attractive. Just not really my type.
Is that from...
Yes. They said in a few. Do you want to go next,
Yeah,
Sarah?
I'll go. So I asked my brother for he just went off to college, one of his most embarrassing like date stories. So right when he moved up there, he went on a date with this girl, and the date went really well. Like they had fun, they went like all this stuff. And while on the drive home, or at least like I guess Tyler thought it was going good. I don't know about her, but on the drive home, he drives to her house to drop her off. And she goes, don't ask me out again. I don't want to ruin my kids' jeans.
Oh my gosh, what?
Mm-hmm. And so then he just said, I wasn't planning on it. And she got out of the car and left.
Oh my gosh.
That's brutal.
That is awful.
So mean,
Was
right?
she even that attractive?
My brother said no. But, I mean,
Oh my
He's probably just salty a little bit about
Yeah.
maybe. But I was like, that's so mean.
That is mean. The heart to do that to someone.
Yeah, like I wouldn't have the guts to say that to
I
someone.
was just
It's
like,
like-
oh, that was so fun. I'll text you
I'll
back.
text you.
Never ghost
Never
them. Dang.
You never just straight up say, I don't want to ruin my kids' jeans.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's so crazy.
Oh my gosh. Do you have any other ones, John?
No. I don't.
Okay. Do you want to go, Lauren?
Okay. This one's a little long. Buckle in. Okay, so I replaced the names in her story with the UmattR kids' names.
Oh, okay.
Except just the boys. The girls, I just made up random ones. But anyways. Okay, so John and I were in the same seminary class, and we were homies. But then he started to like me, and I was like, whatever, that's fine. But I wasn't really into him. We ended up going on a group date together, though. Then a couple of weeks later, he texted me and said, hey, Taylor, do you want to go on a date with Trey, me, and some other girl that I didn't know? So I agreed to go on this bowling date with John. He asked me a couple weeks in advance. So like Monday before the date, he comes over all flirting to me and asks, are we still on for Friday? And I was like, yeah, for sure. Then flash forward to Friday, the day of our date, I'm talking to my friend Kelsey, and she tells me that she has a date that night, and I got excited and said, ooh, who are you going with? And then she said John. So now I'm major confused because I was going on a date with John. So then I text John and ask him if we're still on for our date, and then he excitedly says yes. So I figured that he had 2 dates in one day. All the power to him, I guess. Well, my dad had never, so the day of the date comes, and she said, well, my dad had never been home when I got picked up for date, so he wanted to answer the door when John came to the door. So the time rolls around, and my dad answers the door, and I hear a deep voice say, is this Taylor's house? It was not John's voice, and John had definitely been to my house before, so that's when I started to panic and hurry to the door. Turns out it was Trey, the other guy who I had never talked to in my life, that I was going on the date with. And my dad says, Taylor, do you know him? And we were both just standing at the door looking at each other, and it was so awkward. So I actually ended up going on the date with Trey, and my friend Kelsey was going with John. It was so awkward, though.
No.
I was like confused for a second there, but that
John's
makes
a
sense.
dirty dog for that.
No.
He didn't
That's
specify
slimy.
who you were going on the date with.
Wait, okay, that's so confusing though because
Right?
she like specified with John, like, hey, we're going to date.
Yeah,
and
like
then
we're still good, right? Like that.
Yeah.
That means like
Oh.
with that person.
like,
Right?
yeah.
maybe Trey was just not the best dude, and
Maybe
so
he just
John
wasn't.
was just trying to riz his friend up.
It's like that's like
terrible.
wingman like A plus. Like,
Mhm.
good for-
Yeah.
good for John.
Okay,
Other
but
than
that's
the
also
communication level, like
that's like
communication
manipulation. Like not like that's like wingman, but like overextended.
That's like I lost a bet and now I have to get you a date with this girl.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
sure,
okay.
yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh, for real.
This next one I have is definitely made up, but I think it's still funny. It says, I was arrested on charges of tax evasion while driving to dinner. Turns out they had the wrong guy, but my registration was expired.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, imagine that actually like happened though. I don't think mistakes like that could easily happen, but like that's just like bad luck right there.
That is. It's so bad.
Okay.
Do you have another one?
And then this one's a real one. I'm pretty sure. It says, I got into a car accident with a curb. I do
Ooh.
jump a few curbs in my day, but not to where it destroys my vehicle. Okay, Terry, do you got any more?
So I had someone respond to my Instagram and say, I hit a car while taking home one of my friends, and her parents saw it through their cameras.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's so awkward.
That'd be so
Never
awkward.
getting in a car
I
with
feel
them
like
again.
cameras like can catch everything. Like house security cameras catch the most random things.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, I always see them on TikTok
Mhm.
all the time.
Yeah.
I just see the ones with like creepy neighbors, like when they like
Oh,
look
yeah.
in like your Ring camera and like
Oh. No, I saw this one where this lady was, this sheriff came up to her house and was looking at the Ring camera, and she was at work, and she's like talking to him through it. She's like, hey, what do you want? Like, what are you doing? And she's like, I saw someone run through here. Is there a man in there?
Oh yeah, and he ends up being in the trash can, huh?
Yes.
That one I've
Oh,
seen.
I
that
have seen that one.
Where
Never
she's like,
seen
he's in
that.
my trash can. He's in my trash can, and they like run around to the back and like, go to
police
the
chase
trash.
at its finest.
Yeah.
What?
That was
Okay,
fun.
you got
That's
some good
crazy.
ones, Lauren. Keep going.
All right, here's another one. Okay, someone wrote in, a bad date does not always mean your date was bad. One of the worst dates that I've ever been on was with a really weird couple. They kept giving each other butterfly kisses and were just super weird PDA and used tons of pet names. So we went.
names.
Yeah, I know. Ugh. So we went to these hot springs for the date, and while we were in the so to like set the scene, they were just in like one of the hot spring hot tubs, kind of. So they were just in like a circular hot tub, and it's the four like people on the date. So it's this girl and her boyfriend, and then the other date, like group date, I guess. And then there's like 6 other teenage boys also in this little
Oh,
hot tub,
okay.
and it's small too. Okay. And so then the other couple starts saying that they should start dancing, and in the middle of the hot springs, he asks, "Can I have this dance, princess?"
Oh.
Not the princess.
Ooh.
Then they started playing music. Then they were literally dancing in the middle of like the hot tub. So anyways, it was not always the date that can make a bad date.
Okay,
Oh.
that's just like so awkward. Like confidence people have. I like I
A little too confident.
Yeah, I would never be able to do that. Like just
Can I have
dance
this date? Can I have this dance, princess?
in the middle of hot springs.
That's
like
so awkward.
where, like people's grandparents go there.
That's so weird.
What's your guys' favorite pet name?
None.
None.
Wow.
None.
Oh, it's
What's
yours,
yours, John?
Sugar buns. No. I'm just- no.
That's a good one.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh. Someone's going to write that into the podcast next.
Yeah,
They're going to be
no.
like, one time I was on a date with this guy and he asked if I would call him Sugar Bun. We're going to know it was John.
Oh gosh, the real John, not the
At
other
at
one.
the real John V. That's my
Real.
Okay, so here's another one that got sent in to me. It goes, I was on a date with a guy and he locked the car door, quote unquote, for my safety. He also talked about dating on the first date. That's just so,
Ooh.
especially
For
for
my
like,
safety.
yeah,
Oh,
for like a girl and
okay.
stuff. And it's like the first time hanging out with a guy, that's a little scary. Like just like getting locked into the car, because there's so many stories out there where like things just go so wrong.
Yeah,
And
so
I don't know.
crazy.
and the
I love
fact that
that
he had to
story.
specify for safety.
Oh my gosh.
For safety.
You want to know something funny about like locking car doors on a date? One time, Trey and I were just like going on this group date together. And he like opened the door for me because Trey is an awesome guy and he would do that. Anyways, and I thought it would be funny to like, he was walking to the other side. And so I leaned over to like the driver's side and locked him out, except Trey thought that I was opening the door for him, but just like from the inside. And then I had just like locked him out, and then it was just so awkward. He just like stood there for a second.
That's funny.
And then I just let him in. And I was like, my bad.
Just play it off cool.
Play it cool.
It's so funny.
Do you have any other ones, Taya?
No, not really.
Okay. Do you want to go again, Lauren?
Actually, let's have John read this one.
Hey, bad guys.
You have to make voices too.
Okay.
Wait, is it just that second?
The highlighted one?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Don't go. I don't think go.
I got asked to hang out by a boy my freshman year of college. He said he and some other friends were going to play soccer golf, and he knew I played soccer, so he asked if I would like to go. My mom joked that I was going on my first college date, but I was sure we were just going to hang out. When he came to pick me up, his friend that was in the front seat got in the back so that I could sit in the front. And I wanted to just hit my head on the dash because I knew it was for sure a date. It was not the first nor the last time that I was tricked, quote unquote tricked, into going on a date. We went to play soccer golf, which was fun, but no one else has played soccer, so my ball was way further than everybody else's.
Subtle flex.
Yeah. And so I wasn't with the group most of the time. When I was with them, they spoke Spanish with each other because they had served missions for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and learned Spanish abroad. It was awkward because I was so young and awkward and not like the rest of them. Then we went and got tacos, and my date offered to order my food for me because he knew what was really good there. When our tacos came, they were the spiciest things I'd ever eaten, and I got incredibly sick afterwards.
Oh,
Bro.
The fact that they all spoke Spanish.
yeah.
Like the secret language. She's
I
just
hate
like,
when people
what?
speak other languages
Yeah.
around me. It makes me feel so insecure.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
dude.
awkward. So
Literally
many people.
last night, I was taking I work at McDonald's, right? Okay. No, I'm just kidding.
Subtle flex.
No. And these guys came into the lobby. I mean, we're about to close the lobby. It doesn't stay open very late. And they speak only Spanish. And, you know, I've taken a few years of Spanish, but I'm not fluent. You know, I'm like, I know, like, hola. I was, like, trying to,
Wow.
it's like trying to help them
Fluent
order,
right
and
there.
it's just so confusing. I was, like, showing them the screen. I was like, this one. No, it was bad. And then, I don't know. It was really awkward, you know,
Yeah.
that language barrier.
Yeah. No, I get questions all the time because I'm bilingual in my family. Like, they predominantly speak Vietnamese, and so we own nail salons and stuff. And so many people come up to me like, I always feel like your family's talking crap about us when we're in their shop.
That is literally me.
But yeah. No, okay. But the funny thing is, it's my mom, uncle, and aunt. My mom owns the shop, and my aunt and uncle work for her. And the whole time, it's literally just my mom and aunt making fun of my uncle because he's mean to them, and so they're just mean back to him. But like, Vietnamese is such a tonal language, and so it's loud, but like, we're not arguing with each other. It's just a louder language, and so many people always think we're arguing with each other, but we could just be saying like, how was your day or something. It's just something so simple like that.
Okay,
And it's
but,
so weird.
But Janet, you got to be honest. Are they talking crap?
No, they're
Because every
not.
time I go in, I feel like they are. But like,
Okay, sometimes if they
There's an exception.
if they have someone that has ran out on them before, because people
Yeah,
like,
well.
it's like dine and dash, but like,
What?
you know, and
You
so
need-
they'll come in and my mom be like, oh, like, they're back, and like, they just say, oh, like, we're gonna refuse service for them, but it's never like talking badly about someone. Like, I don't know,
Oh my god.
maybe I'm never there when they're talking badly about someone, but
I don't know.
like,
I didn't know people did that. Just,
yeah, like, people do it all the
Dang.
time. My mom had it happen so much with prom, and it's like so
Oh, really?
scary, just because like, it's a small business, and like, that's
Yeah.
how they make their money and stuff. so.
What shop is it? What's it?
So my
Plug
mom,
it.
yeah, the plug right here.
Just the plug.
My mom owns C&K Nails, and then my aunt and uncle own Elegant Nails. So yeah,
Oh.
in town
I'd be going to C&K for those pedicures.
for the pedicures.
I don't know, every time I go, I can't tell if they're talking to me or if they're talking to each other, because sometimes they'll say words that sound like English, and then I'm like, huh? And then in reality, they were talking to the other.
Yeah, it's hard. Okay, do you have another one, Lauren?
Okay, I have these ones that people just replied to from Instagram. So this one's so funny to me. First off, had his mom drive us because if I drove, he didn't feel like a real man, and then continued to pick his nose during the movie. Oh my god.
Okay, that's like so weird though. I feel like if a guy can't drive and like
Don't ask
you
me.
can, yeah, like, just so
Or
awkward.
just have like us drive. It's
Yeah.
not bad. Oh my gosh, that's so awkward.
Having your mom drive is so much
Yeah,
worse.
it's so much better.
100%.
Okay. This one I got through Snapchat. This dude asked me to hang out for months, and when I finally gave in, I went on agreement that we would just be friends. But when I got into the car, he had brought me a ring
What?
for a first date.
Holy
A ring? Like, what kind of ring? Like, how is that
Like-
even an
like a
acceptable
promise
like-
ring?
Yeah. Okay, but like, why would it be a promise ring the first date too?
Oh,
Like,
a friend date too.
Yeah. This guy was kind of desperate, I guess.
He goes, please, let's just get married.
I wonder how he, like, phrased that. Like, how he gave it to her.
She's like, here, I have a ring.
He's like,
I don't know. I don't know.
he's like, first date vibes.
I don't know the details. Do you have any other ones, Lauren?
Yes, I'll go through a few. Threw up on my date's shoes.
Oh.
That's so
Ooh.
awkward. Oh my gosh, I thought of another one. Okay, when I was young, I went not that young though, like a few years ago. I went to girls' camp with a bunch of my friends in like a different state. Anyways, we were driving back from girls' camp, and I get super duper motion sick. And while we were driving back, there was we were coming back from the mountains, and there was a bike race happening that same weekend. And so there was like bikers all over the road, so we had to go super slow or like stop completely and then to go again. Anyways, I was so motion sick and I need to throw up so bad. Anyways, so I knew I was about to throw up, so I tried rolling down the windows, except the lady driving us all back was driving her husband's car and didn't know that there was like window lock on, and she didn't know how to turn it off. Anyway, so I'm just throwing up all over her car door, like all over the car door. And it is everywhere, and it started smelling so bad, and it was terrible. And then we were trying to like pull off to the side, but there's bikers everywhere. It was a terrible experience. Anyways, my friend, the next day we were at church, and she was like, hey, like, let's go, like, I'll set up this double date while you're still in town and we can go on this date. And I was like, let's do it. So she sets us up with this with this guy for this double date. Anyways, the guy, I met him like an hour later when we all went to Sunday school, and the first thing this guy says whenever we get into class was, the nastiest thing happened yesterday. My mom got back and the car had throw up all over it. He's like, this random girl had puked all over the car door and I had to clean it up. He had to clean up my throw up.
Oh my gosh.
So
that's
bad.
so-
Poor kid, dude.
Anyways, the date never ended up happening. Thankfully, that would have just been weird. I never owned up to that one in that class.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have either.
You just exposed yourself though. Imagine them watching this.
Yeah, literally like, oh, that was you all along. I have a few more. Okay. Oh my gosh. My best friend's boyfriend tried to set me up with his best friend without telling me while we were all hanging out. Then his best friend continued the entire night to speak to me in an Indian accent for the whole date.
What a legend.
Oh.
That guy's a legend.
Oh
That's
my
an absolute
gosh.
legend.
In caps, she said the whole night.
The whole night. Oh my
Honestly,
gosh.
he was committed to the bit, though.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
I mean, from a girl's standpoint, probably seems like a weirdo. But like from a guy's standpoint,
Okay, but like
as-
it was a date. When do you pull that move?
Like that?
I have to respect it, bro. I can't even do
Is
an
that
Indian
how you-
accent.
is
If
that
you
how
can do
you
an
ask a
Indian
girl?
accent for a whole date without breaking character,
Oh my
oh my
gosh.
goodness.
Honestly,
And
true.
and then
And it was like
her-
a white boy, too.
her friend's boyfriend is also a legend for getting him the date.
Oh
Like,
my
It was
gosh.
pretty-
I mean, these boys are incredible. Like,
John, if I set you up, if we went on a double date and I set you up with a girl, would you talk to her in an Indian accent the whole time?
are you paying me?
Yeah, if you got like
Is there something on the
10
line?
bucks.
10 bucks, yes. I would do.
$10 on one. You would
Well,
do that
maybe
for
not.
$10?
I would have to practice the accent.
Do like a British accent.
British. I could do like a British accent.
Oh, let's hear the British accent.
say your pet
someone
name
go
with a
first.
British accent.
Name.
Sugar buns. Wait, what's it?
Sugar buns in a British accent.
Bro, don't talk to my exes. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Nope, you're not getting the British accent.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
okay.
the next one.
Okay.
Do you have any more?
Yes, I do. So this one is, a guy took me to stalk his ex. Watching her on stat maps and went to her exact location. They put Target as the location, and we saw her walking in when we drove up. He tried to play it off. But like, you going on a date,
So
you go on a
creepy.
date with someone, but you go to stalk his ex? Like, that's so awkward. Imagine
I'm
if
still
someone,
obsessed with her.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
but the fact that he's on a date with another girl and he still took her to go stalk his ex.
Okay,
That is
I can't respect that one. That one's weird. That one's weird.
that one's just awkward. Like,
So-
I don't know.
that-
Maybe he took another girl because girls have the stereotype of being like really good stalkers. Like they can find it.
Oh,
So maybe he just wanted
no.
her help. And
Or
just
maybe he
made
wanted
it
to
as
make
a-
her jealous, the other girl jealous.
No, that would just like
Okay,
make
but
me not
that's-
want to see you ever again. I would be like, no, we're done.
No,
No, we're
like his
done.
ex.
Flag.
Like make his ex jealous.
Oh, like be seen with
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Do guys actually do? Okay, real question here, John. Do guys actually do that?
I have tried to make a girl jealous, but not like that. Not where, like, where it's like really hard and like tedious, and like I have to plan things, like go to Target. Like no. It's like
Stalking on the snap map.
like I'm supposed to be hanging out with a girl, But she's like, she's like being awkward or something, not giving me attention. I'm gonna go talk to another girl and give her attention. Okay.
Oh.
And what this does is it makes the girl upset, right? I mean, would that make you guys upset if your crush would start talking to like another person?
Yeah.
Like while you were there.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't.
I feel like this has happened to me actually. I'm not gonna lie.
And then-
Real world
I feel like this has
And then-
happened to me.
Like from my experience, the girl that you're making jealous will do either of like two things. They'll either try harder, or they'll give up and think they're a failure and they'll hate you.
Hey, but you got the other girl though that you talked
Exactly.
to.
Yeah, so it's a win-win for yourself.
Philosophy right there.
A win-win.
A win-win. Oh.
This is not advice.
Actually, that's most definitely happened to me. That's most
Which
definitely-
did you get the?
This happened at MoPro.
No.
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Like this year.
No.
Like this recent MoPro.
Tell us the story, or is it two?
So I'm not gonna name names, but I was like with my date, and like him and I have been friends for a while, and so we went together, and it was just like kind of awkward. Like I'm really bad like with social groups, like with big groups of people, because I just am. It's who I am. I'm better like one-on-one, and when we were like big groups of people, and like we were playing games like off in the room, because at MoPro they had like games and stuff like that. Well, while we were playing games, I was sitting there just like kind of like chilling with myself, and he was like standing next to me, and then he just like went over and started talking to this other girl, and then I was like, what the heck? And I got pretty mad. Like I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty upset. But
Were you the try harder girl, or were you the?
Yeah,
I was
hate you.
definitely the try harder girl. I definitely was like, I went up and I
Oh.
stood next to him. I was like, yeah, so like we're here together.
Yeah,
Like
see, it works. It works.
Harder girl. Hey, at least we know that John's
And then-
philosophy does work.
And then did he start giving you more attention?
yeah, he definitely
Exactly.
backed off of the other girl.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's the thing. I didn't know it was a thing until now.
Dang.
Wow, John, you just
I exposed the boys. I'm sorry.
they'll hate you forever.
Yeah.
Do you have any more, Lauren?
Oh, should we end it with Anthony's?
Sure.
Oh,
Let's go with.
Sorry.
Oh wait, exposed him. It's fine. He won't be
He won't
watching.
be watching this
He
anymore.
won't be watching.
true.
He has no shame in his game.
I'm gonna text him.
Anthony, if you're out there, I love you. Thank you for letting us share this.
No, he has no shame.
Okay, so my friend, Anthony, one time he dated this girl. They dated off and on for like a year and a half. And her parents hated him, like really hated him. Like did not even want him to come over to the house, like anything like that. And anyway, so at the end of summer, they decided to break up. Or at the beginning of summer, they decided to break up.
Yeah.
So like May, they broke up. And then Anthony decides to get a job at Walmart.
I have something to add on to like that story, but keep going.
And so he's working at Walmart, and he's like the guy, whenever you're leaving and exiting, they check your receipt and like make sure you haven't stolen anything, stuff like that. And he always tells us, he's like, honestly, we don't get paid enough to check all the receipts. So he wouldn't really like check to see if people were stealing every single time, you know. He had never been like, hey, I think you're stealing, stuff like that. Anyways, so the one time is when his ex-girlfriend's parents are leaving Walmart, and then over like the headset he hears in his headpiece, hey, I'm pretty sure I just saw them steal something on the camera. Go check them right now. And so they had already walked through the doors, though.
He's like chasing them down.
He had to go chase him down outside. And then they had like this long receipt, and he had to go through everything, and they hadn't stolen anything.
Oh my
And so it was
gosh.
so awkward. And he's like, after that, I just wanted to quit and never go back.
Yeah, that's so funny though,
Oh.
because Anthony's not like a big guy either. So the fact that they wanted him to go chase people down is so
I know, I'm like,
funny.
what's he gonna do? Fight him?
No, but like when him and his ex were always on and off. And I remember we went to the fair. We went to the fair one in May, and like it was just like as friends, like a friend group and stuff. And him and I don't even think we stood by each other at like once that whole entire night. But I know they got in a fight that night, and I think that's when she broke up with him. But she like said that he was playing footsies with me, but we never went on a ride with each other. We never stood by each other at all. But apparently him and I were playing footsie. So anytime I see her now, like I just feel like she has hatred towards me because she thinks I played footsies with her boyfriend.
That's so awkward.
That is very awkward.
Anyways,
Yeah.
crazy. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into the UmattR Podcast and hearing some crazy stories and some philosophies from John. If you want to use that, some advice in the future. Anyways, the podcast will be out in just a few weeks. All right, thanks for coming, guys.
Bye.
Bye.